How are you guys? This is something new we're going to try here. Talk to the admins about this, and this is a more accessible way for us to introduce incoming members to kind of what we're all about here in El Dorado Championship Wrestling. And it's also a good reminder, I guess you could say, a go-to kind of thing for, ongoing members. We have an FAQ, frequently asked questions, guidelines, pinned post, and apparently, I can relate to this, mobile users cannot download that file and access, some of our rules, some of the things to look out for, keep in mind, different things like that. So what I'm going to do here in this video briefly, I know I'm notorious for dragging out videos. I'm just going to hit this really quick. I'm going to go over a couple things. I'm going to lay out some guides, some things you need to know, some things you probably shouldn't do, some things you want to do. Kind of keep this informal. That way, if you are new and just coming in the door, you can watch this video and go, okay, I got it. So you guys that I know I've been talking to, trying to recruit, probably been doing this longer than we have. We haven't been around for years. They're actually still very, very in our infant years at ECW. So anyway, without further ado, we want you guys just to get up to speed with what we do, because we all need to be on the same page here. Believe it or not, this is a community, friend, team effort here. We all are working together to tell wrestling stories, because storytelling is wrestling, whether you believe it or not. All the soap operas, blah, 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 it's never gone away. There's nothing new to wrestling. It's about telling a story. So I'm going to touch on this a little bit. I'm going to add a little bit to it, take a little bit away from it to save some time here. First things, you might have seen this if you visited the Facebook page. This eFed started from a couple different places. Now, years and years ago, you'll meet a guy in our group, Andrew Britton, my cousin actually, my real life cousin, and my lifelong best friend and neighbor growing up. He plays the judge in our wrestling federation. I play the boss, the Extreme Icon. The judge is my co-owner. We have a lot of history. We used to do the whole backyard wrestling thing together. We used to make our CAWs, Creative Wrestlers, in all games from PS1, Nintendo 64, PS2, up to Xbox 360, where we are now. We've been doing this for a while, so we have a lot of history. But anyway, this specific eFed really started when Sam Monroe, I actually made him kind of as a joke. I posted some pictures and some videos on Facebook, and guys started hitting me up wanting me to make them in the game. Well, it snowballed and got bigger and bigger and bigger until we got to where we are today, where we decided to make its own page, make its own group, and it really gets better each day. Guys start clicking together, come up with ideas together, we make it come to life in the game, in the group, and it's just really wonderful. We all can show our appreciation for wrestling. First of all, though, let's kind of dig into that about what wrestling is. I added this to the FAQ recently because not everybody understands what we mean when we say the word kayfabe. Kayfabe is wrestling. Kayfabe, according to UrbanDictionary.com, which is kind of a funny source, but they nailed it here. The term of professional wrestling, kayfabe, is the unsaid rule that wrestlers should stay in character during the show and public appearances in order to maintain a feeling of reality. It's suspending disbelief amongst fans. That's why when we say post in the group in character only, when you break kayfabe, you break our suspension of disbelief, and we have trouble buying into your character. They use the word selling in wrestling. You're selling us on your character, especially if you're a very gimmicky character. You gotta be in character. We have chats and messages, group chats, chat rooms, whatever you want to call it, off to the side, where we can be out of character. But in the group, we gotta be in character. It keeps it together for us. And then there's another definition here, wrestling term meaning quote-unquote top secret. First, the practice of maintaining the illusion that wrestling is 100% genuine. The real reason for the outcome of the match is in kayfabe. Okay, now let's talk about how matches play out in ECW. All EFEDs, I understand, are different. This is how we do it here. I aim to make the matches that you'll actually see when I get around to on YouTube. Sometimes I'm a little bit slow. I apologize for that. But the matches, the screenshots, the things that happen in the ring, spots, moments, run-ins, all that kind of stuff. I do everything as me, the player, versus the AI, the computer, on the highest settings. Anyway, sorry about that. But what I mean is, I play against the AI here. Some guys, they have AI versus AI because they think it's more fair. Some EFEDs are, where people actually play against each other online. I use the universe mode because I'm an advocate of the universe mode. I think it's the best thing in the current WWE games. It tracks stats like wins, losses, title reigns. It even has like a track your WrestleMania streak like The Undertaker now. Things like that. And the random cutscenes when they work, because they don't always work in 2014's game, or excuse me, 2K14's game. It all comes together and it flows well. It lets me book a set amount of matches the way I want, and it's very organized. Secondly, I don't do AI versus AI because the AI does not create moments and spots in the game like I hope they would. Obviously, if you played the games, you understand that they're not going to both climb up a ladder and do an attitude adjustment through a table like you hope, or a flaming table, or whatever. You can use your imagination there. I'm a fan of hardcore spots, and some of our guys in the group are, and they appreciate it when they can sell that in their promos later. We can do that with a human controlling the matches. Now, how that affects you, this boils down to a couple of things here. And this is things that we're actively working on here. We're trying to get to a better place with some of the guys we've had in and out of the group leaving and not completely biting on this. First of all, it's all about the story. Sometimes you have to lose to tell a part of the story. Not everybody can be undefeated in wrestling. Sometimes you're going to win to tell part of the story. Underdogs get that momentum when they've been on a losing streak, and then they get that big surprise finish that people weren't expecting, and then you can celebrate with the face for being the underdog. Heels win a lot because you want the heel to eventually lose, so you have to have something to rally against. It's all about the story. But on top of that, there is a reward system here. First and foremost, with this being a Facebook-based EFED, you are responsible for yourself. Activity is number one. If you never promo, you're not going to stay here very long. We have people who join the group and they just don't give a fuck. And it doesn't work here. You can't have that. You join this group for a reason. You join this group because you want to join it. So activity, This is something that we're actively working on. We actually have a couple things going to make sure everybody can get up to speed here, so we're not having people getting thrown under the bus and falling behind. Quality of your character, your promos, your whatever, kayfabe, your understanding of it. Everybody is allowed to pretty much have any gimmick they want, but you have to have a general know-how of how promoing and things work in wrestling. It's not just about winning and losing. It's not just about being a champion. You don't have to be the champion, especially in a fake online EFED, to tell a good story. You have to know how to sell your wins and sell your losses. And we're working on getting people up to speed on that. But, you have to think logically and think of continuity and how it all ties together in wrestling. Like I said, not everybody's going to be undefeated, and not everybody's going to always lose. Especially because I'm playing against the AI. You might lose a match that you weren't expecting to lose, and then it's up to you to come back and make that loss sound legitimate, and people will rally behind you because you sold it so well and put the other guy over. Because that's the bottom line here, is putting each other over. I already mentioned kind of the logical and progressive booking there, always trying to tell a story, always trying to keep things moving, set up opportunities for people. Everybody deserves to be a champion. You just have to put in the work to become a champion. I talked a little bit about the wild cards here, AI settings, obviously. On a match card of 6 matches, I might win all 6 matches. I might lose 4 matches. I might win 4 matches. I might go half and half, 50-50. I might lose all 6 matches. That's not usually likely to happen. But the thing is, unless I say, I'm not going to tell you who's going to win or lose, because that's the kayfabe of it. You don't need to know who I was controlling. You just need to know, what happened to you in that match and how to sell that in your promo. And this is a little outdated here, but I'm going to go ahead and touch on it. We have an admin council, an administrative council here. Myself, obviously, being the one who does all the booking and everything, plays the matches out. I'm on that. Andrew Britton, I mentioned my cousin, the judge. He's on that. Also, Dylan Lornick. Sorry, Dylan, if I mispronounced your last name there. His character is a notorious heel you will come to know called the Paragon. He's on there. Kyle McNasty Bones, a.k.a. McNasty Bones, another heel character. He's on there. He's very knowledgeable. He's actually trained to be a wrestler in St. Louis, so he's very knowledgeable on this. Mike Gagliano, another guy from St. Louis. He just gets it. His character and his promos are phenomenal. Keep an eye on that. Him and McNasty Bones and Dylan, all these guys, you can learn from them. That's why they're admins. Jeremy McGlasson, he plays himself, a face character. He's a good face character if you want to know how to, really be the underdog type guy, I guess. Sam Monroe, the guy that I kind of started this with, I mentioned. Sam, he's another face character. He's really creative. He's a good go-to guy. Very positive guy. Ryan Ardinger plays Ryan Osrail, a heel character. He's very blunt. Him and Dylan and McNasty Bones, they're all very blunt guys. They're not going to sugarcoat things for you. But they can really help you grow your character. If you want somebody who's going to be honest with you and pull no punches, talk to those guys. If they don't like your character, they're going to tell you that your character sucks. And don't take it to heart. They're trying to help you. It might come off, scathing, but sometimes, what we say around here is iron sharpens iron. So iron sharpens iron. Also, we just added 2 new admins. Mikkel Myers, he plays Aether Adamsk. Honestly, one of the best faces we got. The guy is a genius when it comes to kayfabe. Listen to him. He's very positive. He will help you. Anthony Hauser, from the Chicago area. Him and Mikkel's from New York. Mikkel's trying to become a wrestler later on. Anthony Hauser is getting ready to debut as a wrestler in Chicago, the Chicago area. Sorry, Anthony, if I don't get that perfectly right there. AJ Hawks is his character. Anthony is another kayfabe genius. You got to get on these guys' levels with your promos. They're all very knowledgeable. Ranking, we used to follow the games ranking, but it wasn't always true to where people needed to be. We had people who were number 1 contenders and champions who ended up quitting on us because they were bad sports. That's the next thing I guess I can go ahead and touch on here. Bad sports and good sports. Guys, this is for fun. For fun. Number 1, nothing else. We don't get paid to do this. We all have lives of our own. Do not take this to heart. Do not get upset and offended. Anything that's said to you outside of character, if it's in character and it's a heel move, they're just being a fucking heel. If it's out of character, it's to help you. Listen. Do not think you know everything. We don't know everything. We're open for criticism too. Criticize us back. But we've had guys who can't get the difference between things, who can't get things their way, who get impatient, whatever, and they quit. And it just makes everybody look bad. It detracts from the mood. It detracts from the positivity. We don't want that here. Don't take it seriously. Don't get butthurt. Don't rage quit. We need you to be like us, put a smile on your face, and have a good time. So keep that in mind. That's a big thing here. This is a kayfabe thing. It's something that you might want to keep in mind, though, if you want your guy to go to the top quickly. It's kind of a shortcut for guys who are really looking for their way up. It's a thing I came up with called the Destiny Initiative. All of our pay-per-views and events are basically, I guess you could say more or less, a copy-paste of pay-per-views already in the game by WWE. I kind of took a shortcut there. But anyway, pay-per-views will be familiar with things like Money in the Bank, Elimination Chamber, on our NXT brand, where all the new people start out. King of the Ring, we renamed King of the Extreme. All of these things are called the Destiny Initiative. It's basically a way for guys who pay attention to where we are in the game to go, okay, qualify me for that, give me a title shot. Not everybody gets into that. When we did our original Money in the Bank, some guys weren't on with it and they missed it. You know, this is the way Elimination Chamber's coming up really soon where we are now. I mean, if you're watching this down the road, obviously this isn't going to apply to you, but, you know, we're going to do qualifiers, like a tournament to get people into that match. And the most deserving people are going to get into the match. That's what the Destiny Initiative is. Our schedule, real quick, like I said, we pretty much do a copy-paste of WWE events. Just it saves me time and makes it easier instead of having to explain to everybody what, you know, different names of pay-per-views and things are. Monday night is our major show, Raw, as you can expect. Tuesday night, this doesn't affect a real-life calendar. Sometimes it's just whenever I can get to the shows, but, you know, in the game's calendar, it goes like this. Raw is our major show, our flagship, Monday night. Tuesday night is an NXT minor show. Four matches on that card called Main Event. You're familiar with Main Event, certainly. Following that, we do NXT, the main NXT show, six matches. Our main cards are 6 matches. NXT, you know, obviously NXT is our developmental brand. And we have SmackDown after that, which is Raw's minor show, and 4 matches again. We split it up that way, so there's, you know, each week, minus pay-per-views, there's 10 matches for you to get a chance to be booked on. You know, your activity, your input, your creativity, all those things will get you booked. Pay-per-views, we have a little bit of a different pay-per-view calendar here. Royal Rumble, obviously, is exactly like it looks on January. February, we split it. They're both Elimination Chamber pay-per-views, but Raw actually is Elimination Chamber. NXT's is No Way Out. After that, March is WrestleMania. Obviously, everybody wrestles at WrestleMania who deserves it. Following that, the first calendar month of the new year, Extreme Rules. You already know how that goes. Following that is Over the Limit. June is a split kind of gimmick show. We do Payback, like real-life WWE, but we also mix it together with WWE Tribute to the Troops. It's, you know, kind of a two-part pay-per-view for us. It kind of has its own theme. It's pretty neat. Money in the Bank follows that. SummerSlam, Night of Champions. NXT has a September pay-per-view. King of the Extreme. October, Raw does Hell in a Cell, what NXT does Cyber Sunday. November, Survivor Series is shared. Excuse me. December, TLC is Raw. No Mercy is NXT. I think that covers all that. Basically, our championships break down like this. Raw has the ECW World Heavyweight Championship. Their minor title on Raw is what you probably expect. It's the Hardcore Championship. Got to have a plug in there for Hardcore Wrestling because Hardcore Wrestling is always exciting. Tag Team Championships, ECW Tag Team like you'd expect. NXT is obviously the NXT Championship. Our minor belt is the ECW Television Championship and then the NXT Tag Teams. I'm not really going to touch on the roster here. You can get to know everybody on the roster. What we do, this is our new thing that we talked about. Mike and myself talked about this last night, and it has already been put into place for some new guys, for some guys who still need a little bit of help. We have a new chat we've set up, and not everybody is in this chat. Not every admin is in this chat. We purposely limited the admins, to quote Mike on this, to have more Indians than Chiefs, because we don't want all the big guys barking orders at the little guys. It's me, Mike, Andrew Britton, and Mikhail Myers, and all the new guys. This is a developmental chat. In kayfabe, we will say you're going through contract negotiations. This chat is for you to throw us ideas on your new guys. You know, test out some promos. We're going to give you pointers. We're going to promo back at you in character so you can see what it's like to deal with us. You know, because when you hit that NXT and you get your matches going, we want you to be equipped. We've had guys who just come in. We had a guy last night who quit after 2 matches in. He never promoed because he said he couldn't promo. You know, what is that? That's not you. You're not here because you can't promo. I'm doing this all unscripted right here, on camera. It doesn't take anything for me to do this. It doesn't take anything for you to do this. Hit record on your camera and start doing it. You know, you will get out of this experience what you put into it. That's Life 101, but that is ECW 112. You know, everybody here is here to help. We all want you to, you know, move from NXT to Raw and, you know, be the main event guy on WrestleMania or whatever. But, you know, like I said, this video is just an introduction. those guidelines, I guess, were kind of hard for people to get a hold of. Maybe people were skipping over them, whatever. Please, come to us with any questions. We want you on board. Thank you if you watch this. I'm always available. I've always got my phone on me, whether I'm working. My son Reed will be here soon. I'll be taking care of him. But my phone's always on me, and I do this for fun, and I do this for my friends. And if you're a part of this, you are my friend. And I treat my friends like I treat family. You can ask anybody who knows me. Friends are family to me. I am here to help you. I want you to help me to make this something incredible. I'm not going to say we're going to be the best thing ever, but it's a hell of a lot of fun, and you're what makes it fun. So thank you guys, and again, come to me with anything you need. I will help you grow your character into something cool. I promise. Even if my character is not that cool, I will help you grow yours into something way cooler than mine. That's all I got. Later.